earn that swagger, got to earn the confidence by going out and playing a good hockey game, and that doesn't by any stretch guarantee a win. But that's how it starts, is making sure you're playing really good hockey. We haven't been as good with the puck here in the last little bit. We don't seem to have as much confidence with it, so we got to make sure when we get the puck, we get our get over it. We have good support. We talk to each other. We'll take the tape we can. If not, we put it in the spot, we can get it back. And I think the more you have the puck, the more you feel good about yourself. So that'd be a real important place to start for us. Maybe a few things different in how they kind of come into their own zone and the numbers they get on the puck. Their regroup transition game is good. When we were in here for exhibition, they didn't let us touch it much. They kind of zipped it around and stretched us out a little bit. So, they're a well-coached team. Don Granato does an excellent job. They've played good hockey. I know they've struggled here the last couple of games in terms of wins and losses, but overall they've played good hockey, and we know it'll be a challenge. No, he's. I don't anticipate him being available today. Yep. Yeah. Again, I don't think I really missed for personal reasons. I don't want to get into it any further than that. I've said before, I'm not necessarily huge. I don't know that a bonds or doesn't bond you. I think what bonds you is certainly there's times we're spending time together, Ken. I think you get bonded through winning, you get bonded through going through tough times, you get bonded through lots of different situations. So I don't know that necessarily the road trip or the length of the road trip necessarily matters. We've been, I hope that our guys like spending time together, because we've done that a lot here in the last little bit. They've done a good. That's hard to say because I don't necessarily place expectations on guys that haven't been able to do it yet in the league, and that doesn't mean there isn't that I don't think they're going to do a good job, but they are going to do a good job. It just means until you kind of prove it, you'll just wait and see. So I don't get too wrapped up in the expectation side of it. I think, I think they've both done a good job. I think they both have had quality ice time, good opportunity, and they've both done a good job with that. And we're going to push them to continue to do an even better job. They're still on the ice, so we anticipate that Stahl will be available. But as we go through the afternoon, we'll see. Well, I don't think that. I thought Jordan played fine, but he hasn't had as much experience in the penalty kill. So you're kind of gaining that experience as you're out there, and it's kind of similar to sides. He hasn't had tons and tons at this level, and so you got to gain experience while you're out there. And sometimes the puck goes in while you're doing that, and that was the case for both those guys the other night on mistakes that they made. That I think the next time they're out there they won't. So, but it's just a hard, it's a hard situation to be in. I thought Jordan played fine.
We'll continue with Lean St. James.
Hi, Jeff. It's an unusual situation with Dylan. So, without going into details, what kind of discussions have you and Steve had about how to handle it?
Again, I don't see any reason to talk about our internal discussions on any of it. I understand it's hard for you guys to not have answers, but he's missing for personal reasons, and we'll continue to leave it at that.
Is he on the active 23-man roster?
Yep.
Okay. And, we've talked about depth numerous times. I guess I would ask you, what have you thought of it? Let's take out the Montreal game, because you had neither Dylan nor Tyler, but you had Dylan Saturday in Toronto, you had Tyler in Boston. What have you thought about the depth up front specifically?
I think as a group, not necessarily in Toronto, but through Montreal into Boston, I think as a group, we just aren't playing our best hockey, you know, and that includes all the forwards, not just the guys, you know, that are considered on second, third, and fourth lines. I just don't think we're playing as confident as we were a week ago, you know, and that's just reality sometimes of life. And so you got to earn your confidence back. I think when those guys are playing good hockey, they've been real good players for us. I think, you know, it's a lot to ask any player to be great every single night. I don't think that's the reality of what happens, but we need to get as many guys as close to their A game as possible on a night-to-night basis. And so as you know, the play of a number of guys dipped in the last couple of games. Yeah, that's why the results have been what the results have been. So we need the individuals to pick up and play at a higher level here.
And is it a little bit tough? I mean, a lot of the guys always refer to Dylan as the engine to kind of, you know, you always say you got to focus on who's available, but some guys are harder to mask than others.
Yeah, and I've said this lots. Now, listen, Dylan's an engine for us. Tyler's an engine. They're two of our best players. There's no doubt. But the degree to which you miss guys always depends on the degree to which the guys that are in those spots, how good they play. And you know, I think if we get an effort tonight where the 12 forwards that are dressed are playing their A game, I think you don't feel the loss nearly as much. I think if we get an effort tonight where the 12 forwards on the ice play their C game, you're gonna feel, you know, wish you had Dylan in the lineup. That's just the reality. So we just need the guys that are. We're gonna have 20 dressed good enough to win. We got to go out and win, and that's the reality of it for me.
Okay, and lastly, just so is Mark Stahl as right now the only one who's questionable? There might be a question about everyone else is available.
I'm anticipating everybody else being available.
Thanks, Jeff.
Last question, Ansar Khan.
Yeah, Jeff, I couldn't hear the questions earlier, but do you have an update on Lindstrom? Is he available, or is he still injured? Or
Gustav is not available tonight. We're hoping he's getting closer to being back, ready to play. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Tuesday that he'd be available, but he's getting closer unless he has a setback. So, but he's not available tonight.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.